Hello and welcome. My name is Vicki Haspels. I'm the Conscious Mystic, and this is a weekly forecast for week commencing 8th of April to the 14th of April 2024. Each week I like to choose some cards from my deck, the Mythic Tarot, and provide insight and guidance for the week ahead. I'm going to choose an influence card at the beginning of the reading, a card for each day of the week, and then at the end of the reading a soul purpose card, because we're going to have a look at what the overall purpose for our soul growth is for this week based on the cards. So let's begin. So here we have the influence card for week commencing 8th of April 2024, and the card I've chosen is, let me hold that properly, Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands represents the influence is the overarching card for the week, and it's got all the other cards are going to be influenced by this card. Nine of Wands says that if there are any issues, problems, they're going to be highlighted. Now, these things that are highlighted, the universe, your soul, your guides are showing you what's necessary to face, look at, accept, surrender, or let go. It will not direct you to anything that has no consequence or a distraction. So if you think that you should be doing A, B, and C, and the universe is moving you across to D here, then that's what the Nine of Wands represents. It's saying this, if you want to move ahead and move into those calmer waters, then deal with this. This is the thing to focus on, and once that's out the way, the pathway will be clear. So that's the influence of this week. Remember, we are being highlighted with the things that we can actually do something about. Anyway, that one's back in the deck. Okay, so this is for Monday, 8th of April. We're going to choose the card for Monday and see what's happening. All right, we have the Ten of Wands. Now, when we're looking about the influence card that we just talked about, this is quite interesting. As you notice, the Ten of Wands, a lot of burdens and responsibilities on one's shoulders. I like to think that when this card turns up, those burdens are already there. We're not taking too much on. That too much is already sitting on our shoulders. What the influence is saying to us, and what the Ten of Wands is saying to us, is that yes, you might have all this sitting on your shoulders, but you can't get rid of all of them at once. Here's the things that are either a quick win, or that once you face that, the rest of them will fall away. So the Ten of Wands is directing us to look at those issues that are actually preventing us from letting go of all of the issues, or at least the majority of them. And oftentimes, as I said, we get distracted by things that we think are the issue, and the Ten of Wands is saying one thing at a time. And remember, the overarching influence of the Nine of Wands is going to direct us to the things that are going to be most effective for us to face and clear the way for us. So that one's back in the deck. Tuesday, April 9th. Let's choose a card. Oh, look what's turned up. I always put the cards back in the deck because you know what? They sometimes reappear for a reason. So the Nine of Wands on Tuesday is a reminder that not to go off track, a reminder that please focus on the what the issues or problems or the responsibilities that are right here. I know that it can sometimes be difficult, and we have been putting them to one side for a particular reason, for whatever reason. However, if they are being constantly shown to you that this, please look at this, face this, this is right here, you know, look, then that's what the Nine of Wands is reminding you. So it's jumped in again to say, if you want a smooth future, a smooth path, this is the thing to reconcile. This is the thing to look at. There are answers. It is not something that you're being asked to do something that's difficult. And as a reminder, as an aside, if you're being faced with it constantly and there's no solution for you, then consider this, that maybe there's someone to pass it across to, so collaborate. It might be a non-issue that you are focusing on so much that it's wasting time and energy. It might be time to surrender it. It might not be yours even to look at, but it's right there for you to say, oh, I'm passing that over. Pass it across to spirit if you want to. Or it's going to have a solution. It might not always be a solution that is palatable, but there'll be a solution there to be able to move it on. It is time to clean up our act. That one's back in the deck. Wednesday, April 10th. Let's have a look at a card. Let's pull a card for Wednesday. Oh, moon. Oh, okay. So we're looking at the moon represents the unknown. It is the energy that we know is working around us. We can feel the changes. And sometimes if we are not in tune with our intuition, with our connection to our soul or our connection to spirit or that universal energy, it can feel very unsettling. So moon energy says that there are things and processes in place that are being taken care of for you outside of your range of feeling and vision, in that mystic part of our soul. And here are our guides coming in to boost the message for us, is that to not be concerned if you feel like, because as I said, the previous cards are about deal with this. Do not be concerned if you feel like either that you have directed your energy in a position that you think is a waste of time or is not relevant. The moon card is there to remind you that you have shifted something so that the pathway becomes clear. If you feel unsettled or uncertain, a little bit of meditation doesn't go astray, connecting to the heart, solar plexus, and also to connecting to the soul space. There are some meditations that you can do, and some that I've got available as well, that you can just go up to that higher realm where you can connect to your guides and feel comfortable about the processes that are going on, even if you can't see or know exactly what's happening. The moon is looking after you. Anyway, that one's back in the deck. Thursday, April 11th. Let's choose a card. Oh, here we are. Four of Pentacles. I find the Four of Pentacles always an interesting card to explain. The meaning of this card is envy and feeling put out because you feel like you've been left behind. Well, you know, I can do that. Why is all the attention over there? I'm good enough. Why is nobody looking at me? And so we become a little bit envious or jealous of something or someone around us. It seems to me that the pathway that has been cleared is to allow us to see where we have been falling behind or lagging. I like to think of the Four of Pentacles as an aspirational card. I remember reading a quote once upon a time as, don't look at jealousy as a negative trait or envy as a negative trait. Look at it as a place that your soul is saying, actually, that's where I want to be. So you can use that envy or the Four of Pentacles card as an aspirational card. That, you know what? It might feel it's not fair. Why are they doing better than me? Or I'm better than them. How come I'm not there? It's a way of our internal working, our soul energy, guide energy, letting us know that we're actually capable of that. It spurs us on to be aspirational towards that goal. And once we take those first steps, we have that freedom of actually opening up to creativity, because you'll notice that they've got their hands over their heart and they're holding on to the things that make them special. They're not actually sharing them. So once we open up our heart and start sharing it, we can see how we can contribute to a greater good and not actually feel closed in, jealous or envious of the world, or that the world is passing us by. Anyway, that one's back on the deck. Friday, April 12th. Let's choose a card. Oh, Queen of Pentacles, love it. That's a Pentacles card. So this, on Thursday, we can see a breakthrough. We can see where we are opening up our creativity, and we have a clear understanding of how we can use our skills and talents, what we have, how we can move forward in the world to make a difference. And I really feel like the Queen does not represent the greater good or the greater world just yet. The Queen represents a feeling of self-completion, that I can actually do something that satisfies me, and then once that we can satisfy ourselves, not just me, satisfy you, that we become comfortable with who we are. We become comfortable with who we are, and we feel like that we can then take those skills into the outside world. So the Queen of Pentacles allows us to recognize that we are, that what we have is of value, and that we can move forward. So when we think about the influence of the week, we are clearing the way so that we can actually see our worth. You can see a story building out over the days. Anyway, that one's back Saturday, April 13. Let's choose a card. Now, let's see what's coming up. It's been an interesting week so far. Seems like we are clearing apart so that we can get down to business. Okay. Oh, Moon's back. So you saw me shuffle. You know the deal. So the Moon is again shifting and changing the energy. When she turns up, it means that things are shifting and changing. We have set an intention. We have accepted the task. We have accepted that we'd like to follow this path. We have taken that first step, and so the Moon has stepped in again to make those necessary adjustments that we need in order to be successful, to achieve. And again, you'll feel that something is going on around you. You won't know what that is going on, and again, you can go two ways. You can say, oh, I'm frightened of this, or I'm worried about this, and sort of sit in a bit of anxiety, or you can sit with the energy and check in with yourself to know that everything's okay. So both of those options are fine if you want to try either, but there's no right or wrong about how we manage the Moon card. And so just know that the uncertainty is normal, and it's meant to happen. So anyway, I'm putting her back on the deck. Sunday, April 14. Let's choose a card for Sunday. Let's see what's coming up. We have the Knight of Cups. Lately the Knight of Cups is talking to me as if it's the third eye activating. So it's interesting now that I'm like tuning into the card and seeing the pattern of the week of the cards, is that we've had we've had a clearing of what's in the way and what's distracting us. Then we've had an opportunity to understand the path that we'd like to go with the Four of Pentacles and then the Queen. I was like, okay, well, I actually can do this. Then we've had in the middle of those, the Moon. So the Moon is almost like giving you a reset or a pause to reconnect after those two realizations. And in comes the Knight of Cups. What this means is that with I feel like that the Moon is giving you an opportunity to connect to that other like the deep soul understanding, the intuitive part, the knowing part of what makes you spark, what makes you want to go out in the world and be that version of yourself that you know is going to fulfill every part of your being. And so the Knight of Cups turns up to say, this is, everything is possible. So again, there's a duality with the Knight of Cups, which I want to explain quickly. We can have the realistic vision, opening up the third eye and think, yeah, I can actually see that happening. Or we can have the unrealistic version. So just be mindful, and the moon has come in twice this week to strengthen that connection to our inner knowing, that we can safely and confidently know what is unrealistic and what is realistic for us. Because again, there's no need, because we've done all that clearing about extraneous stuff, it's not necessary to add more extraneous or energy draining actions to the mix. Now we can actually put our energy into something that we can see for our future that is possible. That's what all this week has been, and the culmination is the Knight of Cups. So allow that vision, allow yourself to dream as big as you like, and tune into what is possible, what's doable, and that's what the Knight can help you with. And again, just a reminder, if you want to go off with the fantastic, it's not a problem, it's just that you will have to reel it in eventually. But again, there's no right or wrong. I'm going to put that one back on the deck, and we're going to have a... Well, that's been an interesting week. We're going to now have a look at the soul purpose. We're going to have a look at what this means for our higher self, the greater good, our bigger journey. So oftentimes, more often than not, it's helpful to understand what is the purpose for doing all this. It may be something completely off what we think it is, and that's why it's nice to delve into what that energy means. I'm going to pull a card for what the soul purpose of the week is. And here we have the Fool, new beginnings. The purpose of this week is to clear the deck, and especially with the Knight of Cups turning up at the end of the week, to understand what's possible. The Fool card is a lovely card, and again, has a duality about it. The Fool card represents new beginnings, it represents taking a chance, and it represents that we have cleared the decks, so that we can just give something a go that has nothing in the way. It's got nothing to say, oh, I can't do that because of blah, blah, blah. Oh, this won't work because blah, blah, blah is going to stop me from doing it. The week has cleared the decks for us so that we can embrace the Fool and give something a chance, something that we may have been pondering or thinking about. All of those cards have allowed the decks to be cleared so that we can say, you know what, I'm going to give this a go because I know, I can feel it in myself that I can make this work. And so the word that always turns up with the Fool for me is the word void. In other words, taking that chance means we step into the void. There are no guarantees. There are no promises of a win or a loss. We are trusting fully in ourselves to have that ultimate adventure of just stepping off and saying, I'm interested to see what's going to happen when I take that step. What's the thing that's going to come? What amazing journey or pathway am I going to find myself on? We have built up ourselves, our confidence in ourselves, and cleared the decks in order for the Fool to be fully experienced. So there we have it. That's the weekly forecast for week of 8th of April to the 14th of April 2024. I love it. I love the energy and the feeling of the week. I'd love to hear your comments on social media if you want to. This, of course, is going up onto YouTube, but also post on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. My name is Vicki Haspels. I'm the Conscious Mystic. Have a great week. Much love from me to you, and see you next time. Mwah. Bye. See you guys next week with love from me. Mwah.